The tiny, however awesome kingdom of Monaco luxurious isn't always only a lifestyle. It is the same old way to its zero earnings, tax coverage, fortunes develop, and extravagance. Knows no limits, however, amongst the billionaires and royalty. One man stands on the very pinnacle who's the richest individual in Monaco. Preserve looking to discover. Meet Alexander Vick, a billionaire in Monaco. With slightly enough to show heads with an internet really well worth of $1 billion. His fortune would possibly appear enormous to maximum. However, with inside the international of extremely rich elites, it is simply pocket change. Vic's journey to riches commenced with inside the fur exchange, a own circle of relatives' enterprise that thrived for generations. However, in preference to sticking to way of life, he carved his route venturing into tech and coverage earlier than sooner or later finding out that his empire wanted something a touch more potent: vodka. Now no longer simply any vodka, however a 400-year-old recipe match for royalty, but in Monaco, wherein billionaires are as not unusual place as luxurious yachts. Vic's fortune slightly makes a ripple. It is like displaying as much as a supercar rally in a Toyota respectable. However, now no longer pretty awesome in an area wherein wealth is measured with inside. The tens of billions, having simply one begs the query, how wealthy do you really want to be? Wide variety. 9. Mohammed Al-Fed, with an internet really well worth of $1.62 billion, has lived the existence of wealth, ambition, and simple flair. As soon as the proprietor of Harrods, he offered the iconic branch, save for a mind-blowing $2.4 billion. However, now no longer earlier than getting the Ritz Lodge in Paris as a personal ardor mission. His love for prestige prolonged into sports activities, as nicely with a duration of possession over Fulham Football Club, leaving his mark on the arena of English soccer. Beyond enterprise, his existence is intertwined with one in every of history. Maximum glamorous romances. It changed into aboard his yacht that his son Dodi Al-Fayed proposed to Princess Diana, a fleeting but mythical bankruptcy in royal history. In spite of those accomplishments in Monaco, a playground for the arena's ultra-elite. Even his full-size fortune makes him greater of a Rolls-Royce amongst spaceships in a city wherein billionaires set the same old. It increases the query. Simply how a lot wealth does it take to certainly stand out preserve? Looking to discover subsequent at the listing is Steve Wynn, the American businessman with a $3 billion fortune, is a name synonymous with luxury and grandeur. He constructed an actual property empire with high upward push resorts and casinos remodeling Las Vegas with iconic tendencies, just like the Mirage Baguio, and Wynn his innovative technique forever modified the city's fashion, turning it into an oasis of elegance. Now he has brought his signature contact to Monaco, blending Vegas fashion glamour with the principality's timeless sophistication. His have an effect on, has been diagnosed on the maximum degree. Incomes him honorary Monaco citizenship wide variety. 7. David and Ezra Namad are not simply artwork dealers. They're artwork powerhouses with a combined internet really well worth of $3.3 billion. Those Syrian-born brothers have constructed an empire round the arena's maximum coveted masterpieces, proudly owning a mind-blowing 300 Picasso artwork. They do not simply accumulate artwork. They manage the market, promoting at the precise second like financial masterminds fleeing their homeland, and later turning artwork into a fortune. The Nads have secured their vicinity some of the maximum influential figures within inside the enterprise. But in Monaco, a city wherein wealth knows no limits, even proudly owning greater Picassos than maximum museums, doesn't guarantee the pinnacle spot in an area wherein fortunes are measured in yachts and personal islands, who should possibly outshine artwork moguls like those Christina inexperienced with her 4.8 billion fortune instructions, a retail empire that includes style giants like Topshop and Miss Selfridge. However, with inside the international of billionaires, wealth is greater than simply numbers. It is the assertion, and she or he makes hers loud and clean lately. She dropped $100 million on a yacht, a floating palace designed for folks that do not simply stay luxuriously, however redefine it, but in Monaco, wherein the extremely rich accumulate like on and comfort their media. Holdings included the Daily Telegraph. In addition, cementing their have an impact on and affluence in spite of their significant wealth. The Barclays were acknowledged for his or her reclusive nature. Seldom relationship public interest, their lifestyle marked through grand houses and high-profile acquisitions, reflected their commercial enterprise philosophy, discreet yet undeniably luxurious. Urius Dmitry Riol. Lovev is a billionaire whose existence is woven with electricity, luxurious and high-profile acquisitions, as soon as the proprietor of Russia's biggest potassium fertilizer manufacturer, Ur-Alkali. He offered his stake for a spectacular $6 billion, cementing his region, most of the international's elite. However, it is now no longer simply his wealth that makes him stand out. It is how he spends it in Monaco, in which opulence is a manner of existence role. Lovev has made his mark, because the majority proprietor and president of his Monaco, the principality's beloved soccer membership, his predicted internet really well worth of 6.7 billion, gives him a lifestyle maximum can simplest dream of, and he truly is aware of how to indulge. He is living in Label Pouk, a lavish penthouse in Monaco, that he reportedly bought for over $300 million. His actual property, Empire, additionally consists of Donald Trump's former Palm Beach mansion, which he received for $95 million, and the Greek island of Scorpios, a mythical retreat he offered for $153 million in 2013. However, RV's flavor for luxurious extends. Beyond assets, he lies in fashion aboard his $90 million Airbus, a 319 personal jet, and sails the seas on a $250 million high-quality yacht, complemented through a $15 million cruising yacht for extra intimate voyages range 3. On the listing is Stefano Pessina, with an predicted internet really well worth of $10 billion. He's the government chairman and biggest unmarried shareholder of Walgreens Boots. Alliance, the international's largest drugstore chain, in contrast to many billionaires who flaunt their wealth. Pessina, often known as the Silver Fox, because of his different silver hair, prefers to keep a low profile in spite of his immense fortune. He stays reserved approximately his private existence and costly assets, letting his commercial enterprise achievements speak for themselves. However, Pessina is extra than only a businessman. He's a strategist, visionary, and an innovator. Beneath his management, Walgreens Boots, Alliance has revolutionized the manner, human beings, access, healthcare making, pharmaceuticals extra available, and redefining industry requirements. His relentless pursuit of excellence has cemented his region among the international's wealthiest people of direction. With achievement comes luxurious, and Pina's lifestyle displays his accomplishments. Whilst you command a commercial enterprise, Empire of his scale commercial flights end up an aspect of the beyond his personal jet. A Gulfstream G650, valued at over $70 million, is extra than only a manner of transport. It is an image of performance and exclusivity, permitting him to traverse continents effortlessly, at the same time as keeping the maximum consolation and privateness Pina's ardor for excellence extends. Beyond commercial enterprise, his love for vehicles is clear in his enviable vehicle series, from the timeless elegance of a Rolls-Royce Phantom to the sheer electricity of a Ferrari 812 high-quality fast. His storage is full of engineering masterpieces. However luxurious on my own, does now no longer outline Stefano Pessina. He appreciates art and culinary stories, and frequently indulges in Michelin-starred restaurants and gathering priceless artistic endeavors that adorn his houses international. James Arthur Ratcliffe, a former chemical engineer, grew to become billionaire industrialist, is the founder, chairman, and majority proprietor of Enos Institution, one of the international's biggest chemical companies, with an predicted internet really well worth of $13.9 billion. Ratcliffe has now no longer simplest built a worldwide empire, however has additionally consistently ranked most of the wealthiest people within the United Kingdom. In truth, in 2018, he became formally named the richest guy in the USA, a identify he has hung on to via his common appearances on the Forbes billionaires listing, at the same time as he may have commenced with inside the International of Chemicals. Ratcliffe's flavor for luxurious is anything. However modest, his series of personal plane on my own is spectacular. Strategic movements to maximize his fortune while he relocated to Monaco, he reportedly stored up to $4 million in taxes a pass, that many billionaires envy. His actual property portfolio consists of several lavish residences, with inside the UK further reflecting his affinity for the finer things in existence. However, Ratcliffe is not just approximately enterprise and comfort. He additionally has a deep ardor for sports. In 2019, he extended his empire into the arena of soccer through shopping French League One club OGCN for 100 million euros, further solidifying his have an effect on past the chemical enterprise primary. At the list of billionaires in Monaco is Ofer, a billionaire businessman and chairman of Monaco, primarily based totally Ofer. Global has constructed an empire-spanning delivery, actual property era, banking and investments, as the son of the overdue Sammy Over, once Israel's richest guy Isle, inherited his father's delivery fortune and extended it into the powerhouse. It's far these days with an envisioned internet really well worth of 28 billion. He ranks amongst Monaco's wealthiest citizens in an area in which luxurious is the norm of air, has his truthful percentage of extravagant possessions, his maximum prized asset, the Olivia O.A. stunning $200 million Explorer yacht named after his daughter. Past the open seas, Ofer additionally takes to the skies in his Gulfstream GI non-public jet, valued between 6 million and 8 million, making sure he travels the international in fashion on land. His actual property portfolio consists of a costly domestic in Monaco, in addition to prestigious properties in London and Israel, with an enterprise empire that spans the globe, and a lifestyle that displays his immense fortune. His offer is a real energy player with inside the international of billionaires, seamlessly balancing ambition, legacy, and comfort. Which billionaires' luxurious collections do you discover maximum remarkable? Kindly respond with inside the feedback. And in case you loved this top, make sure to present this video a thumbs up and enroll in our channel for more insights into the arena of the rich and famous. Thank you for watching.